1:15. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Indrani Senanayake. The headlines. It has been stated that the public should decide whether an election should be held or not. Minister Bandula Gunawardena says that attention has been paid to operate a weekend tourist railway service. A special executive committee meeting of the Freedom People's Alliance to be held today. 2 suspects arrested over Rambukkana double homicide. In foreign news, police say it's unlikely there will be any survivors in the Nepal plane crash. Minister Vidura Vikramanayake says the people should decide whether an election should be held or not. He questioned as to whether an election should be held at this juncture when the country is facing an economic setback. He made these remarks while participating in the National Thai Pongal celebration yesterday. Minister Bandula Gunawardena says that attention has been paid to operate a weekend tourist railway service. The objective of this move is to increase the revenue of the railway department and to develop the tourism industry and bring in much-needed revenue to the country. Opening a new portal to visit the historical Sitavaka Kingdom, Sitavaka Odyssey, the luxury tourist train commenced its maiden journey yesterday from the Fort Railway Station, Colombo. Minister of Transport, Highways and Mass Media, Dr. Bandula Gunawardena officially inaugurated the new weekend train service, which was started with the aim of making Sitavaka a popular area among local and foreign tourists. A special executive committee meeting of the newly formed coalition Nidahas Janata Sandhaniya is scheduled to be held today. The new alliance was ceremonially launched on the 11th of this month with the combined participation of 12 different political parties, including the political parties representing the Supreme Lanka Coalition and the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. Accordingly, political sources said that the executive committee meeting of the new alliance will be held at 6 p.m. this evening at the SLFP headquarters. It is reported that a final agreement will be reached between the parties regarding the submission of nominations for the upcoming local government elections. Police have arrested 2 suspects in relation to the incident of recovering 2 bodies of youth who had gone missing in the Hurimalua area of Rambukkana. The suspects were arrested in the Mavanella and Valioya areas yesterday during the investigations carried out into the incident, the police media division said. The bodies of the 2 victims are found buried underground behind a house in Rambukkana, which is said to be owned by a drug dealer residing in the area. The first body was recovered on the 12th of January after an excavation was launched to find the bodies of the 2 missing persons who were reported since November 2022. Based on information received by the police, the 2 individuals had been murdered over an ill-fated drug deal. That ends the local segment of news.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The Wildlife Department has earned a 7 million rupee income as fines last year. The money has been earned by filing cases for some people who have caused damage to forest and wildlife animals. The overall income for permit charges for the department stands at 1,421 million rupees by November last year. These facts have been revealed at a discussion held with the Minister Mahinda Amaravira. And that came to you, the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
Commissioner General of Examinations Amit Jayasundara says that conducting of tuition classes for the candidates of the GCE Advanced Level 2022 examination will end from midnight tomorrow. The exam will be held from the 23rd of this month to the 17th of February 2023. The examination will be conducted in 2,200 centres, and that came to you in Watchlight.
Coming up, World News.
Headlines, police say it is unlikely there will be any survivors in the Nepal plane crash. Gunmen kill former Afghan MP at home in Kabul. Mayor says the chances of more survivors from Dnipro strike minimal. Hopes of finding survivors from Nepal's worst air disaster in decades are fading, police say. It's unlikely there will be any survivors. Spokesperson Tek Prasad Roy told the BBC. Teams are finding body parts at the scene, he added. At least 68 people died when a flight from Kathmandu to the tourist town of Pokhara crashed and caught fire last morning. It is still unclear what caused the crash. Mobile phone footage showed the Yeti Airlines flight rolling sharply as it approached the airport. It then hit the ground in the gorge of the Seti River, just over a kilometre from the airport. There were 72 passengers and crew on board the flight. A former Afghan MP and her bodyguard have been shot dead at her home in the capital Kabul, Afghan police have said. Mursal Nabi Zad, 32, was one of the few female MPs who stayed in Kabul after the Taliban seized power in August 2021. Her brother and a second security guard were wounded in the attack yesterday. Former colleagues praised Ms. Nabi Zada as a fearless champion for Afghanistan who turned down a chance to leave the country. Since the Taliban returned to power in 2021, women have been removed from nearly all areas of public life. The mayor of Dnipro has warned that there may be no further survivors after Saturday's Russian missile strike on an apartment building in the eastern Ukrainian city. The attack left 30 dead, while a further 44 are missing, city officials said. Dnipro Mayor Boris Filatov said there was minimal chance of finding anyone else alive. Speaking to state TV in Moscow, Russian President Vladimir Putin insisted that military operations were going to plan. The devastating strike in Dnipro hit the entrance of a 9-story building, turning several floors into smouldering rubble. To end this bulletin of world news, we take a look at the headlines again. Police say it's unlikely there will be any survivors in the Nepal plane crash. Gunmen kill former Afghan MP at home in Kabul. Mayor says the chances of more survivors from Dnipro strike minimal. That ends this bulletin of world news.
Development news.
The National Drainage Board has taken measures to introduce a new procedure for issuing water bills and making payments. The General Manager of the NWSDB, P.R. Padmanatha, emphasized that the new procedure will initially be implemented in the Jaffna district tomorrow as a pilot project. That was Development News.
Sports News is brought to you by
Sampath Bank, we present your future.
Australia spinners papered over a patchy bowling effort to restrict Pakistan as captain Meg Lanning made her long-awaited return in the truncated women's ODI series opener at a gloomy Allan Border field. After being sent in, veteran Naida Dar notched her 11th ODI half-century to anchor Pakistan with late big hitting, lifting them to 160 for 8. A 90-minute rain break shortly after play started reduced the contest to 40 over per side, with bowlers able to bowl a maximum of 8 overs each.
Go ekatiyana youth kat life ke change kat niyameta setna aswahagena dekupugina habe karana youth kat niyameta setna friendship ekamena.
The all-new NSB Itru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Sri Lankan exports to Germany performed above expectation from January to November in 2022, increased by 23% and grew to almost €1 billion, said the chief delegate of AHK Sri Lanka, Marie Antonia von Schoenberg, at their New Year's reception on Friday held at the Taj Samudra, Colombo. This is very praiseworthy, as Sri Lanka was going through an economic crisis and there was a lower global demand in 2022. For 2023, we can only hope that the Sri Lankan economy will improve and also globally the US economy will be resilient. That came to you in Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go එකක් තියන youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු ගින හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න
The all-new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Economic news, courtesy of
LONC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LONC Finance claims the overall gold award, whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking.
With the government taking a policy decision to expand on solar and make solar 70% of the country's energy source in 2030, they now need to make provisions that are practical for people to come in and invest in commercial or solar projects here with ease, so the capital can flow in, asserted Dakshita De Silva, Managing Director of ADS Solar, the official energy-saving partner of INCO 2023. De Silva, who arrived from the USA to participate in the event, said their vision was to bring affordable and dependable solar projects and expand on solar revolution here and make people energy self-sufficient and improve their lives. That was Economic News.
LONC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LONC Finance claims the overall gold award, whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking. LONC Finance will continue to innovate with the next generation digitalization of financial services, delivering a superior customer experience.
Weather report.
Finally, we take a look at the weather report. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in the southern, Sabaragamu, Uva, western, central and northwestern provinces during the afternoon or at night. Fairly heavy showers, about 75 millimeters, can be expected at some places in the southern, Sabaragamu and Uva provinces and in the Kalutara district. Several spells of showers may occur in the eastern province and in the Polonnaruwa district. To end this afternoon's news broadcast, we take a look at the headlines again. It has been stated that the public should decide whether an election should be held or not. Minister Bandula Gunawardena says that attention has been paid to operate a weekend tourist railway service. A special executive committee meeting of the Freedom People's Alliance to be held today. 2 suspects arrested over Rambukkana double homicide. In foreign news, police say it is unlikely there will be any survivors in the Nepal plane crash. That ends this afternoon's news broadcast.